Andrew Burnap says Snow White co-star Rachel Zegler handled casting Backlash with such grace. Exclusive. Andrew Burnap is sharing admiration for his Snow White co-star Rachel Zegler. Burnap, 34, spoke with People about starring in the live-action retelling of Disney's animated classic Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and how Zegler, 23, has risen above criticism she's faced in taking on the titular princess. Sometimes I think the internet can be a real breeding ground for upsetting things, for sure. But I think she has handled it with such grace and has risen above it in a way that points to just how perfect she is for Snow White, Burnap says. Following her casting announcement in 2021, the West Side Story star received racist backlash over her playing the Disney princess while being of Latinx background. Zegler is of Colombian and Polish descent. In a 2024 interview with Variety, Zegler explained Snow White's name has a different origin story in the new movie than the original Disney animation, which, along with the 19th century Grimm's fairy tale, describes the character as having skin as white as snow. It fell back to another version of Snow White that was told in history, where she survived a snowstorm that occurred when she was a baby, Zegler said. And so the king and queen decided to name her Snow White to remind her of her resilience. Rachel Zegler says she interprets criticism of her Snow White movie as fans' passion for the character. Never miss a story. Sign up for People's free daily newsletter to stay up to date on the best of what People has to offer, from celebrity news to compelling human interest stories. Burnap, a Tony winner for The Inheritance, plays Snow White's love interest, a commoner named Jonathan, in the movie, an update to the 1937 movie in which Snow White ends up with Prince Charming. In the Mark Webb-directed feature, Jonathan is the leader of a group that opposes the evil queen, played by Gal Gadot. Currently starring in the Broadway production of Othello, playing the role of Cassio, Burnap says he and Zegler often discussed shooting about stage versus film. Zegler will soon play Eva Peron in Andrew Lloyd Webber's Evita at the London Palladium this summer. Rachel Zegler cries in emotional speech, says she loves everybody at Snow White screening amid controversies. The actor complimented Zegler's singing ability for the Disney remake, describing her as having the voice of an angel. I think when she sings, I imagine that's what heaven might just sound like, Burnap says, adding that when Zegler hits the West End, I think she'll nail it, kick it out of the park, and I think she's going to have just an absolute blast.